Hi everyone, hope you're doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, yesterday there were photos that were shared widely on social media after the Royal Media Service Chairman SK Macharia appeared at the State House in a photo with Emmanuel Talam, who is the current Press Secretary of Presidential Communication Service. And people were like, Ruto has been accusing the Royal Media Service, and the chair, of course the owner of the business, and now at State House, what is going on, what is cooking? Those are the questions Kenyans have been asking there. And the reality is that when SK Macharia made his way to State House, the information that emerged was that he had a one-on-one closed-door meeting with William Samuel Ruto, with no any other person. So it was just two individuals in a room closed meeting. Whatever they discussed there, it is only these two people who understand or who know exactly what they have discussed in that meeting. And again, it should go on record that Emmanuel Talam at one point was working at Royal Media Service. That means he was offered a job by SK Macharia. So they know each other. And when he was reached out, because this information was also shared in kenyans.co.ke, this is what Talam was able to speak on this. I was not privy to the talks, but SK Macharia's meeting with the president was their personal affairs. After all, many people do come to State House. So Talam also confirmed that he met SK Macharia at State House premises, and he added that he took photos with the media guru out of love and admiration to him. And I quote him, "I only took a photo with him because I know him from my days at the Royal Media Service where I began my career." So the reality is that SK Macharia was at State House yesterday, but again, the other truth is that no one understands what he has discussed with William Samuel Ruto in the meeting, because there were just two individuals in that meeting. So there is no any doubt that if SK Macharia was at State House, it is confirmed he was there. But again, beside all this, we know that SK Macharia was supporting Azimio la Umoja. He has always supported Raila Odinga from the times of Moi, and even before Raila Odinga, SK Macharia used to stand with the Raila Odinga's father, Odinga. Then after that, he continued with Raila Odinga up to now. He's one who confirmed that he will always stand with the people who have always been there with him. Remember during the Moi era, when Moi would send goons in uniform to go and destroy the satellite at the Royal Service, so they disconnect communication simply because they were not whipped to the government side. They stood with the people instead of supporting the government. That's how far Moi could go. But above all, people like Raila Odinga, they stood with SK Macharia. They championed for free media. And at any point, Macharia did not buy into Moi threats. He stood strong with opposition and supported the ideas they had. And that's what has kept their friendship up to now. But again, during the 2022 campaign, there is something Macharia said, because Kenya Kwanza used to say that he's a one-sided person, and seemingly his business, especially Citizen TV, Citizen Radio, they were supporting Azimio la Umoja. This is what he was able to say. I quote him, "I am exercising my constitutional right to political participation as a responsible and free citizen. My political views and preferences are completely independent of my businesses, managed by impartial and competent professionals." That was on Friday, 10th December, during Azimio la Umoja National Convention. So it was very clear. Business is different from his political angle that he's taking. to support the person he wants, because that is his political right, because we are living in a democratic country. So the big question we are asking on this pipeline, what could be the reason that pushed SK Macharia to go to State House? Or what made William Ruto to invite SK Macharia to State House? Because SK Macharia cannot just invite himself to State House. It means there was a lobby behind this for Ruto to have this meeting. SK Macharia did not write a letter that they want to meet William Ruto. It is William Ruto who invited him in this meeting. Before we go deep into the possibility of this meeting, just a quick request for those who are watching and you are not subscribed, please consider subscribing. To our returning subscribers, thank you so much, and again to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much, and back to this discussion. Now, one big question I still ask myself is that why is it that there was no photos shared between SK Macharia and William Samoei Ruto? Does it mean that these two never agreed on the meeting they had, or what happened? Because when there is an agreement, then the possibility of sharing photos is there to show that there is an agreement. There was nothing like that. Number two, could it be that this was high-level meeting where William Ruto is looking for a way to reach out to his opponent, who is William Ruto's opponent? We have Raila Odinga standing strong. We have Uhuru Kenyatta standing strong. These two individuals are the people who are giving William Ruto a very hard time to run this government. And if you want to count people who are close to Raila Odinga, whom you can use to reach out to Raila Odinga, then SK Macharia will appear on that list. This is a man who has been a close insider of Raila Odinga during storm and during good times. They have always been together. SK Macharia goes to an extent of even allowing to live stream Raila Odinga events free. Even when there is mass action, you will see royal media, they are there streaming those events. And that is what has made even royal media to grow, because seemingly when you stand with the opposition, likelihood of becoming popular is there, because opposition will always stand with the people. And when you are with the people, then you become people's defender. In that way, you gain popularity, because now you speak to the people and you bring out that kind of information that people need to understand going forward. Citizen TV have been able to play that role like any other media would try to do. So with all this, SK Macharia is a man close to Raila Odinga. So possibility of William Ruto looking for a way to reach out to Raila Odinga in this meeting cannot be wished away. It could be a way that Ruto is trying to reach out to Raila Odinga. Because if you check here, Ruto is becoming the most unpopular president 10 months in office. Remember what Raila Odinga said yesterday? The TikTokers, content creators, music artists should come out in their numbers and compose content that is going to put this government at check. And already they are doing that. Mainstream media is also doing the same. Remember what Moses Kuria did to the Nation group, because as they did an investigative in journalism and brought out that kind of syndicate. So Ruto is facing hatred and rejection in the mainstream media, on social media, and on the ground. So he has to look for a way to survive, reach out to Raila Odinga. And SK Macharia is one of the people he can use. Number two, the problem between Ruto and Uhuru Kenyatta. There are other people he can use, for example, like Musalia Mudavadi, no problem. Other people is like SK Macharia. This is a team that was closely working with Uhuru Kenyatta to help Raila Odinga. So you try to reach out and break that problem that has been there, the wall that is between Ruto and these two other leaders. Number three, it's all about business. Most that the mainstream media that is not supporting the government, they will not get business. So could it be a way Ruto want to sign a business with the Royal Media Service, and by that he want some favors? It is a possibility, we can't wish it away. Ruto needs some favors from Royal Media. And remember, in this country, Royal Media is the most popular. They command numbers. They have a huge following. The reason has been that they have always stood with the people, not with the regime. This is a media that has survived Moi era. With the Kibaki era, at least there was a convergence because Raila was there and they supported the media in a heavy way. Who came to power, it was a problem. They stick with Raila Odinga. Now Ruto is here, who is also a problem, but seemingly they still stick with the Raila Odinga. So possibility of trying to offer business and ask for favors is there. So it is upon SK Macharia to make that decision if he will allow his Citizen TV and the other media that he ran around, because we have those local TV stations and radio stations, if he will allow to betray the people and go for this business, or if he will continue standing with the people, is a decision that he has to make at large. And again, in that way, are you betraying your long-time friend who stood with you at the very needed time? Raila Odinga, during Moi era and all those times, Raila stood with the media. So these are some of the possible reasons why SK Macharia was at State House to discuss such kind of issues, business and a political angle. Then the issue of favors. I don't know your views, but let us meet at the comment section for continuation of this conversation. Thank you, and see you in our next video.